Today is Sunday, May 24th, 2026, and this is your daily astrological forecast reading. And today I want you to listen carefully because this is not a soft, decorative, everything is fine kind of sky. This is a sharp sky. This is a sky that cuts through your comfort zone, exposes what you are pretending not to see, electrifies the mind, stirs the emotional body, activates old ancestral pride, and asks one uncomfortable question. Are you living from truth, or are you protecting a dead pattern because it still gives you comfort? Today we are looking at a powerful Taurus, Gemini, Leo, Aquarius, Pisces, and Capricorn activation. Sun and Uranus are sitting in Taurus in Krittika Nakshatra, Pada 4. Mercury is in Taurus in Rohini Nakshatra, Pada 4. Venus is in Gemini in Ardra Nakshatra, Pada 2. Jupiter is in Gemini in Punarvasu Nakshatra, Pada 3. Mars is in Aries in Ashwini Nakshatra, Pada 3. Moon is in Leo in Purva Falguni Nakshatra, Pada 2. Ketu is in Leo in Magha Nakshatra, Pada 4. Rahu is in Aquarius in Shadabisha Nakshatra, Pada 2. Saturn is in Pisces in Revati Nakshatra, Pada 1. Neptune is in Pisces in Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra, Pada 2. Pluto is in Capricorn in Shravana Nakshatra, Pada 1. So today is not just about feelings. It is about patterns. It is about what your body wants, what your ego defends, what your mind repeats, what your relationships expose, what your ancestors are still whispering through you, and what the future is demanding from you. The first and most important placement today is Sun with Uranus in Taurus in Krittika Nakshatra, Pada 4. This is the knife in the garden. Taurus wants stability. Taurus wants food, money, comfort, family, sensuality, beauty, possessions, voice, routine, safety, and predictability. But Krittika is not here to preserve your laziness. Krittika is the blade. Krittika cuts, purifies, exposes, sharpens, separates the useful from the rotten. And when the sun sits there, your ego gets examined. Your pride gets examined. Your relationship with money, food, comfort, security, and self-worth gets examined. Now add Uranus to this. Uranus does not ask politely. Uranus disrupts the old operating system. Uranus brings sudden insight, rebellion, restlessness, intellectual electricity, and the pressure to evolve. So today, you may suddenly realize that something you called stability was actually stagnation. Something you called loyalty was actually fear. Something you called comfort was actually emotional dependency. Something you called self-worth was actually attachment to possessions, food, image, or approval. This is why today can feel internally sharp. You may wake up with a strange discomfort around money, body, food habits, relationship security, possessions, or the way people speak to you. You may suddenly feel, I cannot keep doing this. I cannot keep eating this way. I cannot keep spending this way. I cannot keep tolerating this conversation. I cannot keep pretending that this old pattern is still alive. But be careful. This is where the day can become dangerous if you are unconscious. Sun in Krittika can become harsh. Uranus can become impulsive. Taurus can become stubborn. So if you speak from ego today, your words may cut deeper than you intend. If you make financial decisions from restlessness, you may regret them. If you suddenly decide to detach from someone, make sure you are acting from truth, not temporary irritation. Today's advice is clear. Cut what is dead, but do not destroy what merely needs correction. Simplify your food. Review your spending. Clean your space. Speak truth cleanly. Do not dramatize it. Do not weaponize it. Do not use truth as a knife to injure others. Use it as a blade to remove decay from your own life. Then Mercury sits in Taurus, Rohini Nakshatra, Pada 4. This is a very creative, sensual, business-minded, speech-centered placement. Rohini wants to create. Rohini wants beauty, music, food, wealth, voice, charm, fertility, growth, and visible results. Mercury here gives the mind a practical but attractive quality. You may find yourself thinking about money, content, design, voice, communication, branding, business, food, family, luxury, and personal value. This is an excellent day for writing, recording, teaching, negotiating, planning finances, designing content, beautifying your surroundings, or turning a creative idea into something tangible. But Rohini also carries attachment. It can become possessive. It can become vain. It can become too emotionally tied to praise, comfort, and being desired. So today, watch your speech. Mercury in Rohini can charm, but it can also manipulate. It can create beauty through language, but it can also repeat old emotional stories to keep itself comfortable. Do not use sweetness to avoid truth. Do not use silence to punish. Do not use a soft voice to hide a hard agenda. Your words today can either build trust or reinforce attachment. If you are creating content, teaching, selling, advising, or speaking publicly, this is powerful. But let your speech be grounded. Let your words feed people. Let your communication carry value, not just decoration. Now Venus is in Gemini, Ardra Nakshatra, Pada 2. This is where relationships get stormy. Venus wants affection, connection, harmony, love, art, beauty, intimacy, and pleasure. Gemini wants conversation, curiosity, messages, options, movement, humor, intelligence, and mental stimulation. But Ardra is the storm. Ardra is the tear. Ardra is the nakshatra that breaks through emotional numbness and forces truth through turbulence. So today, love is not silent. Love wants to speak. Desire wants words. But the words may sting. You may feel pulled into intense conversations. You may want to message someone. You may want to question where a relationship is going. You may feel bored with shallow sweetness and attracted to raw honesty. You may feel mentally restless in love. You may be drawn to someone unusual, foreign, intelligent, wounded, artistic, or emotionally complex. But the shadow is also strong. Overthinking, emotional texting, sarcasm, using humor to wound, flirting with chaos, testing your partner, provoking a reaction just to feel alive, or confusing drama with passion. Ardra can transform grief and anger into fuel. But if you dump your storm on another person without responsibility, you are not healing. You are spreading turbulence. So today, if there is a relationship conversation, have it. But do not perform pain. Do not romanticize chaos. Do not confuse emotional intensity with destiny. Say what is true. Say it with precision. Then listen. Jupiter is in Gemini, Punarvasu Nakshatra, Pada 3. This is the return of the light through knowledge. Punarvasu is second chances, repetition, recovery, renewal, teaching, writing, advising, returning home, returning to wisdom, and finding light after a failed attempt. Jupiter in Gemini expands language, learning, teaching, communication, trade, business, advisory work, content, podcasting, writing, marketing, and intellectual networks. Pada 3 makes this sharp, social, ambitious, communicative, and commerce-oriented. So today, if you have an old idea, revive it. If you abandoned a project too early, look again. If a conversation failed before, try again with maturity. If a business message is not working, rewrite it. If you are teaching, speaking, coaching, podcasting, consulting, or creating content, this is a strong day. The blessing of Jupiter in Punarvasu is this. The first attempt may fail, but the second or third attempt may carry the blessing. But Gemini can scatter Jupiter. Too many ideas, too many tabs, too many messages, too many opinions, too many courses, too much mental movement. Today, wisdom is not collecting more information. Wisdom is choosing the one idea worth developing. Ask yourself, what knowledge wants to return through me today? What message have I been delaying? What old skill needs a second chance? What teaching can I now deliver with more maturity? Mars is in Aries, Ashwini Nakshatra, Pada 3. This is fast, fiery, impatient, athletic, sharp, and action-oriented. Mars in Aries wants to move. Ashwini wants to begin, rescue, heal, repair, accelerate, and act immediately. Pada 3 adds cleverness, personal gain, social movement, sibling neighbor-friend themes, and quick mental reactions. This is excellent for exercise, starting a task, solving a technical problem, acting in emergencies, repairing something, taking initiative, clearing backlog, training the body, launching a short project, or getting out of paralysis. But this is also rash energy. Be careful with driving. Be careful with sharp words. Be careful with sudden confrontations. Be careful with siblings, friends, neighbors, colleagues, and people in your immediate environment. Mars in Ashwini can act before thinking. It can press send before reading. It can accelerate before checking the road. It can fight before understanding the real issue. Today, your body may need movement. Give it movement. Walk, train, stretch, sweat, clean, organize, execute. But do not act from raw adrenaline. Mars today says, move fast only after your direction is clear. The moon is in Leo, Purva Falguni Nakshatra, Pada 2. Here the emotional body wants pleasure. It wants beauty. It wants affection. It wants relaxation. It wants love, leisure, celebration, creativity, romance, performance, and recognition. You may feel drawn toward comfort, art, entertainment, luxury, social media, music, romance, or being appreciated. You may want attention. You may want someone to notice your effort. You may want to feel desired, admired, valued, and emotionally celebrated. But Purva Falguni can also become lazy, indulgent, dramatic, overly romantic, pleasure-seeking, and validation-hungry. And because K2 is also in Leo, the emotional field becomes contradictory. One part of you wants to be seen. Another part of you is tired of performing. One part wants appreciation. Another part says, I do not want shallow applause anymore. One part wants love. Another part wants dignity and distance. So today, do not convert emotion into theater. Create, rest, enjoy beauty. Spend time with art. Let romance be warm. Let pleasure be conscious. But do not seek attention just to fill an inner gap. If you need love, say it simply. If you need rest, take it without guilt. If you need recognition, first recognize yourself. K2 is in Leo, Magha Nakshatra, Pada 4. This is ancestral detachment. This is throne karma. This is lineage memory. This is the old royal ego being quietly dissolved. Magha carries ancestors, family pride, inheritance, power, authority, status, lineage, and the need to be respected. K2 here says, the throne is empty unless the soul is humble. Today, ancestral patterns may speak through you. You may feel pride around family, tradition, status, position, name, dignity, or past achievements. You may also feel detached from the need to impress people. You may feel like withdrawing from social noise and reconnecting with something older, deeper, and more private. But watch the shadow. Do not assume people should respect you without your conduct deserving it. Do not hide behind lineage, role, experience, age, knowledge, or spiritual identity. Do not repeat ancestral arrogance and call it dignity. The medicine of Magha Ketu today is simple. Honor your ancestors, but do not become a prisoner of their ego. Bow inwardly. Remember where you came from, but choose who you are becoming. Rahu is in Aquarius, Shatabisha Nakshatra, Pada 2. This is a powerful placement for healing systems, research, technology, diagnosis, AI, astrology, medicine, networks, data, software, social reform, and unconventional intelligence. Shatabisha is the 100 healers. It can diagnose what others miss. Rahu here becomes obsessed with solving, researching, decoding, exposing, healing, and systematizing. Pada 2 gives practical organization. So today you may feel pulled toward health tracking, digital systems, analytics, technology, medical information, astrology, alternative healing, online communities, or future-facing knowledge. But Rahu exaggerates. Aquarius detaches. Shatabisha isolates. So the shadow is emotional coldness, suspicion, disappearing into screens, diagnosing everyone else, becoming addicted to data, or replacing human connection with systems. Today, use technology to heal, not escape. Use analysis to understand, not control. Use detachment for clarity, not emotional avoidance. Saturn is in Pisces, Revati Nakshatra, Pada 1. This is duty at the end of a cycle. Revati is protective, compassionate, guiding, gentle, and connected to endings, travel, completion, care, shelter, and safe passage. Saturn here says finish what is unfinished, protect what is vulnerable, give structure to compassion. Do not float away into vague spirituality. Today you may feel the weight of pending duties. Something may need closure. Something may need practical care. Someone vulnerable may need help. A project may need completion. A spiritual practice may need discipline. Your sleep, routine, walking, silence, and emotional boundaries may matter more than usual. Saturn in Pisces does not reward escapism. It rewards mature surrender. So do not say, I am spiritual, while avoiding responsibility. Do not say, I trust the universe, while refusing to complete your work. Saturn in Revati says compassion must become conduct. Neptune is in Pisces, Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra, Pada 2. This is deep, subtle, mystical, foggy, psychic, compassionate, and potentially confusing. Neptune in Pisces dissolves certainty. It opens dreams, imagination, devotion, music, compassion, spiritual longing, and psychic sensitivity. Uttara Bhadrapada deepens the inner world. Pada 2 gives a practical, value-based undertone, but the waters are still deep. Today your intuition may be strong, but so may projection. You may sense things without proof. You may feel emotionally porous. You may feel drawn to music, meditation, silence, healing, dreams, spiritual study, or retreat. But be careful of vague promises. Savior complexes, emotional escapism, addiction patterns, fantasy, spiritual bypassing, or idealizing someone who has not earned your trust. Neptune first inspires, then confuses, then dissolves, then spiritualizes. So if something feels unclear today, do not force certainty, but do not abandon discernment either. Pluto is in Capricorn, Shravana Nakshatra, Pada 1. This is deep transformation of authority, institutions, governments, corporations, leadership, rules, structures, public credibility, and the power of what is heard. Shravana is the ear. It listens, it receives, it transmits. It deals with counsel, reputation, public messaging, learning, social order, and institutional narratives. Pluto here says, hidden structures are being audited. Authority is being pressured. Corruption cannot stay buried forever. Power must justify itself. Personally, this can show up as a serious inner question around career, discipline, responsibility, authority, reputation, and long-term structure. You may see where you have given power away to systems, bosses, institutions, family hierarchies, or old rules. Globally, this can bring pressure on governments, corporations, leadership systems, economic structures, regulatory bodies, and public narratives. Something is being exposed. Something old is being forced to answer. Something rigid is being transformed. Pluto never gives superficial change. Pluto intensifies, exposes, destroys, and regenerates. So if you see pressure today, in yourself, in the world, in leadership and institutions, do not only ask, why is this happening? Ask, what false structure can no longer survive? Now, when we combine the full sky, the message becomes very clear. Sun and Uranus in Taurus say, your comfort zone is not safe if it is built on unconscious attachment. Mercury in Rohini says, your speech can create beauty, money, and trust, or it can reinforce possessiveness. Venus in Ardra says, love needs honest conversation, but do not turn pain into performance. Jupiter in Punarvasu says, restart the idea, return to the teaching, revive the wisdom, try again. Mars in Ashwini says, act quickly, but not recklessly. Moon in Purva Falguni says, enjoy life, but do not become a slave to pleasure or validation. Ketu in Maga says, release ancestral ego and keep ancestral wisdom. Rahu in Shatabisha says, heal through systems, research, and future intelligence, but do not become emotionally cold. Saturn in Revati says, complete the unfinished duty. Neptune in Uttara Bhadrapada says, surrender illusion, but keep discernment. Pluto in Shravana says, listen carefully, because power is revealing itself through what is spoken, hidden, denied, and finally exposed. So what should you do today? Review your money. Watch your food. Clean your environment. Move your body. Speak with precision. Return to an old project. Repair one communication mistake. Create content. Record the message. Teach what you have learned. Avoid gossip. Avoid harsh speech. Avoid dramatic love tests. Avoid impulsive spending. Avoid rash driving. Avoid trying to win every argument. And most importantly, do not chase applause today. Build contribution. The moon in Leo may want to be seen. Rahu in Aquarius wants future relevance. The axis is clear. Personal recognition versus collective usefulness. So ask yourself, am I trying to be admired or am I trying to be useful? Am I protecting my image or am I building something that can help people? Am I repeating an ancestral pride pattern or am I finally maturing beyond it? Today can give breakthroughs if you stay grounded. The nervous system may be high. The mind may move fast. Emotions may want pleasure. Relationships may want truth. The body may want comfort. The soul may want freedom. But freedom without discipline becomes chaos. So let Saturn hold Uranus. Let Jupiter guide Mars. Let Mercury refine the message. Let Ketu humble the ego. Let Rahu innovate with purpose. Let Neptune soften your heart without weakening your judgment. Let Pluto show you what must transform. This is not a day to be passive, but it is also not a day to be reckless. It is a day to cut cleanly, speak truthfully, act intelligently, and return to the work that your future self is waiting for you to complete. And if today's reading speaks to you deeply, if you feel that your life is moving through a major threshold and you want to understand your personal year ahead, your career, relationships, health patterns, spiritual timing, opportunities, risks, and the deeper karmic architecture of your chart, get in touch with me for an annual personal forecast reading. Not a generic reading. Not vague motivation. A forecast that works for you, your chart, your timing, and your real life. Like, share, subscribe, and stay connected. Because when you understand the sky, you stop reacting blindly to life. You start moving with timing, clarity, and power.